Atom supports Windows 7 or later. I'll go ahead and give you a link where you can get more information on installing Atom on your Windows system. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can install Atom right here within Windows. I've just typed in the URL of atom.io, and Atom already recognizes that I'm on a Windows machine, and it's recommending that I use the 16.4-bit Windows 7 or later. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. And once this is done downloading, we'll go ahead and open up the executable file. And as you can see, here is the executable file. I'm going to double click on this. And you can see that Atom is now being installed. It will automatically launch Atom once it is done installing. So it really is that easy to get it up and running on your PC. If you are installing this on a PC, you will get this little blue register as default Atom URI handler. I recommend that you click no, never for this prompt. And if you are interested in finding out more about it, I would recommend that you go and check out the documentation of Atom before you use any of these sorts of features. We're not going to be using this in our course, so I'm going to click no, never. At this point, you can see that I'm now in the application of Atom. By default, Atom is going to open up a couple of different panes. Over here on the left, we have the project window. This is a tree view of our current project directory. Since we don't have a project open, we're not going to see anything, but this does give us access to add a folder or reopen a project. I will share more on this with you later. If you're new to Atom, you can go ahead and read through the Atom documentation, go to the forum, or go to atom.org, which is where all of the additional GitHub created Atom packages reside. If you no longer want to see the welcome guide, you can uncheck this little checkbox and it won't open this anymore. Over here on the far right, we have the welcome guide, and this is going to allow you to find out more about Atom. So we can open a project, we can go ahead and work with version control with Git and GitHub. Since Atom has been created by Git, it seamlessly integrates with Git and GitHub. There are some additional options that you can click right here, and I will walk you through a few of these. I do want to go ahead and take you into the settings option. If you go to File, Settings, this will open up the Atom related settings. So you can see now I have a settings tab, and if you want to give more real estate to any of these tabs, you can simply grab them and reconfigure how much room they take up. So the settings tab is where you can customize everything. For the most part, we're going to leave most of these settings at the default, but I do want to show you a couple of things. We're going to go to the editor option right here, and this is where you can change the default font size. So the default font size for Atom is 14. If you want to make this bigger, you certainly can. You can also change the font family. So if you are not happy with the font family that is specified, you can change that. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see that show line numbers is checked. I recommend you keep that checked. Soft tabs is the settings that you can use when you hit tab. Again, I would leave this here. I do recommend that you turn on soft wrap. So when you have a file that has a lot of characters, it will actually just force you to scroll horizontally. I prefer to have soft wrapped on, which is going to force any very long width lines of text to automatically wrap to the next line. So I suggest you turn on soft wrap. You can also go ahead and set the tab length. This is used to set the number of spaces for a tab. I generally prefer to increase this a little bit, so I'm going to set this to 4 instead of the default value, which is 2. And those are the only changes that we're going to make right here in the editor area. If you go to the packages settings, there are all sorts of packages that you can install into Atom to customize Atom. So Atom is a text editor that is pretty much hackable, meaning that you can go in and you can make edits to it based on your needs. Luckily, we don't have to do this by hand. We can use these packages that have already been created and allow us to do many of the things that we might want Atom to do. So the packages offer a selection of things that can increase productivity and make the processes smoother. Under the package setting, this has all of the packages that are already installed, and they have come pre-installed with our version of Atom. If we want to install our own packages, we're going to go to Install, and this is where we can search for a package. So I'm going to have you install a few packages. The first one is something called Pigments. So if you search for Pigments, it should find the Pigments package, and this allows you to display colors in projects and files. Once you find the appropriate package, you're going to click Install, and then that is going to install into your version of Atom. Some of these packages are not going to mean much to you right now, but once you learn a little bit more about HTML and CSS, you'll find that these are very helpful within Atom. And once Pigments is done installing, you will see that the little install icon has switched, and now we have the option to go into the settings for this particular package. So if we click that, it'll actually give us information about the package, and in some cases it'll allow us to customize some things about the package. I'm going to go back to install, and I'm going to also install a package called Color Picker. So I'm going to search for Color Picker, and we are actually looking for this one, Color-Picker. So this particular package is going to allow us to have a color picker where we can easily modify or find out RGB, hex values, HSL values for colors. So that can be really helpful. I'll just go ahead and install this package as well. And that one is all done. And then we're going to do one more. I am going to install something called File-Icons. And this is a package that will go ahead and allow us to see little icons for the various elements that we're going to be using in our website. So if you were using a PDF file, it would have a different icon for a PDF, or the images directory is going to look different from a regular folder. So it just is going to add a little more visual to our items. You can see how many users have downloaded and installed a various package. And then of course, if you want more information, you can actually click on the name of the package, and it will launch up the website and take you to a website which is going to give you more information about that particular package. All right, if we go back to packages, you can see that under community packages, we now have the three packages that we installed: File-Icons, Color-Picker, and Pigments. You can continue to add packages, and if you ever decide that you don't want to use a particular package, then you can just go ahead and uninstall it by clicking the uninstall button. It is also possible to disable a particular package, and sometimes you might want to just turn a package temporarily off. Maybe there's a conflict with something and you just want to check and see if Atom is working any differently without that particular package. So you do have that option as well. All right, we are going to move on to themes. And themes are where you can change the way Atom displays. So right now I have one dark for my UI theme and my syntax theme. If I switch this to Atom Light, for instance, you can see that the whole interface has now changed to a more of a light theme. So we do have Atom Dark and Atom Light I just showed you. We also have one light, and then the default setting is one dark. So this is just a preference, whatever works better for you, how you like to view the application. You can go ahead and utilize whatever you want. There are other themes available as well. Let me just show you how you can switch to an additional theme. If you wanted to use something that did not come pre-installed with Atom, you will go once again to the install area, And inside of the install area, you'll need to switch from packages to themes. If you by chance know the name of the theme, you can go ahead and search for it. There are all kinds of themes out there, so there's many that you can choose from. If you choose for instance, there's a SETI UI theme, I can go ahead and search for that, and it'll bring in all of the theme lists that meet that criteria. I'm going to get rid of this for a second. And the one that I'm going to install is called the Atom Material theme. This kind of follows Google's material design guidelines. So if you like that look and feel, then this might be a good one for you. And as soon as I search for that name, you can see that a bunch of choices come up. I'm going to go ahead and just install both the Atom Material UI as well as the Atom Material syntax. So the UI is going to change a portion of the Atom editor. The syntax is going to change the rest of the editor, the text and how it highlights code and whatnot. As soon as these are done installing, you'll know because the install button is going to disappear, and you'll have the option to uninstall and in some cases go to settings. Once it's been successfully installed, you can go back to the theme tab, and you'll see that under the community theme, whatever themes you've installed are going to be located. And if you come to the pull down menus where you can change the UI theme and syntax themes, you're now going to have your new theme choices. So I'm going to switch the UI theme, and I'll switch the syntax theme to the Atom Material, the one we just installed as well. And you can see that some of the colors, the size of the text, things have switched around. This is a great way that you can customize Atom, and you can really go ahead and set it up to your preferred working colors, size of text, all kinds of things. Everything is pretty much customizable. For right now, I'm just going to switch back to the one dark for both the UI theme and the syntax theme. And now we'll go ahead and look at something else. And finally, if you go to updates, if any of your packages are not up to date, you'll have the option to update them. So that's all I wanted to show you for right now in regards to the settings. I'm done using the settings, so I'm going to click the X to go ahead and close that particular tab. It is worth noting that from the welcome guide, you can click choose a theme, and it will allow you to open the theme picker. So if we do this, this is just another way that we can get to our theme pane. It's the exact same pane we were looking at. If I click customize the styling, that is going to take me to a style sheet. And once you learn CSS, you can actually modify the style sheet. Atom is just built with CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, so you can modify these things. For right now, I don't recommend making any sorts of changes because you probably just don't know enough about the application, but these are options that you have available for you if you want to use them later on. I also wanted to point out there's a Learn Keyboard Shortcuts, and this will tell you that if you click on Control-Shift-P, it's going to open up the command palette, which is going to allow you to do a plethora of things within Atom. And as you can see, many of these particular commands have shortcuts associated with them, so you can learn about the shortcuts here. If you are done using the welcome guide, you can close this. You can close the welcome tab if you don't need that anymore. And you can see that I have another window open right here. This is just your consent to sending your usage data to Atom so that they can make a better product. So you can decide if you want to send your data or you don't want to send that. And once you make that choice, you can close this window as well. So now we have Atom installed on our PC, and we are ready to get going with Atom, and I'll show you that next.